Now you have your 5, and then you have in bracket 42 minus 2y over 3, close bracket, minus 4y is equal to 26. Now, to break this down, multiply your 5 by the numerator. Multiply 5 by the numerator. Multiply your 5 by the numerator. If you multiply 5 by the numerator, 5 times 42 is going to give you 210, all right? Now, 5 times minus 2y is minus 10y. So, that is going to break out that bracket, and then you're now going to be having 210 minus 10y over 3 minus 4y is equal to 26. Now, at this point, you're having something different entirely. And there is only one number that's denominator in both sides of this equation. So now you have to take care of that number 3, which is what? The denominator of this fraction, 210 minus 10y. So what are you supposed to do? I've told you, try as much as possible to, you can find, I've told you at any point in time, when you're having something like this, you try as much as possible to see how you can terminate it, or you just try as much as possible to make sure that it disappears. Now, how do you do that? You try to use a basic operation in mathematics that will make it possible for that number to disappear. Now, for 3 to disappear, you need to multiply both sides of the equation with that number 3. Yes, you need to use 3 to multiply both sides of that equation. If you multiply the fraction 210 minus 10y over 3 by 3, the 3 will cancel out the 3, and you're going to be left with 210 minus 10y. Yes. Don't forget, you're still going to multiply your minus 4y by 3. If you do that, you're going to get minus 12y. Remember, 4 times 3 is 12. Now, the subtraction sign will appear. So you're going to be left with what? Minus 12y. Now, you're not done yet. You're going to multiply the other side by what? By 3. If you multiply the other side also by 3, 26 times 3 is going to give you 78, right? Okay. Now, remember that the reason why we had to multiply 3 by 4 is because the 3 you are multiplying on both sides will affect. Remember, you were subtracting 4y from the fraction 210 minus 2y over 3. So if you're multiplying both sides, it's going to affect the minus 4y as well, right? Okay, so every item, you have an expression on the left, you have an expression on the other side of the equation, right? Fine. Every item must be affected by that number you're multiplying with. So if we're having more items at the right, we're still going to multiply all those numbers or letters by the number 3. Yeah, so take note of that. So now, we are now going to be having something that looks like this. 210 minus 10y minus 12y is equal to 78. Wow. Okay, now with this now, you can now collect like terms. Now remember, 10 minus 10y and minus 12y are like terms. Why? They have numbers and letters. Now, 210 and 78 are like terms because they are just numbers. So what you're supposed to do is to take 210 to 78. Now, to do that, just move 210 to 78. Now, you're taking it to the other side of the equation. I've told you in your previous lessons that if you take a number over the equation to the other side, it's going to change the sign. The sign of the number will change. So there are two ways you do this. It's either you subtract that number from both sides of the equation if it's a positive number, or you add that same number to both sides of the equation if it's a negative number. But in this case, this number is 210, it's a positive number. So however you want to do it, if you decide that you want to subtract both sides of the equation by 210, you're correct. Now, if you decide to say, okay, you want to take the 210 to the other side of the equation, where you have 78, you are also correct. So our equation will now look like this if we do that. We're now going to be having minus 10y minus 12y is equal to 78 minus 210.